Can men and women be friends? Yes, and it shouldn't even be a question. Men and women can be friends, even great friends, and it shouldn't at all be seen as such a foreign concept. Not every relationship between two people of the opposite gender has to be rooted in lustful desire or attraction. There is more to life than just that, and people who can't see that are either sick in the head or extremely narrow-minded, to put it politely. This topic was reignited in my head yesterday because of KSI's latest video, and the horrendous take he shared in it. Let's take a look and break it down.
This is my philosophy. When it comes to guys and girls, yes, they can be cool with each other, but I don't think they can be friends. Like, I don't know, man. Maybe it's just me. But I'll be real. I'll be real. Obviously, I've got mates, so there's people like Cal or Randolph or Simon, etc. that I can be with one-on-one and it'd be blessed and it'd just be true. But I feel like for me, if I was to do that with a girl, I would be sexually attracted to her to the point where it would end up getting steamy, if you know what I mean. I don't know, like.
Now, where'd I even start? So he's saying that if he was to hang out with his boys, there'd be nothing wrong and things would go on normally. If he were to do the same with a woman, then there has to be a level of sexual energy that could likely lead to intercourse. Now, I can't speak to KSI's personal experiences with women, but I have to say that not every guy and girl who hang out with each other have to be into each other. And I think that implying that is very childish and immature. People can be friends, regardless of their genders. Can there be attraction between friends? Sure, absolutely. But to say that every man and woman who hang out have to be into each other is absolutely so out of touch. Not every girl you talk to or go out with is into you. Not every girl who shares a laugh with you is into you. Understand that, and understand that women and men can just be friends. But hold on, it gets worse. Let's hear what more he has to say.
For example, let's say it was just me and Freya, Josh's girlfriend. We just go on an outing together. Just me and her. Bro, that'd be such a weird dynamic. I physically wouldn't be able to do it. Same with like me and Talia. Like, I'm cool with Talia. I'm cool with Freya. I'm cool with several girls. But I just wouldn't just hang out. I don't know. I feel like one drunk night could just make things very complicated. If she's drinking and I'm drinking and we're supposed to be friends and all of a sudden we just make out with each other or something like that, it's just like, okay, now what the fuck?
Now, this bit is what utterly baffled me. He decides to use his friends' girlfriends as examples of people he wouldn't be able to control himself around if left alone together. Aside from the crazy implications this provides, again, I have to say this is a very childish and immature perspective. So now not only are you saying that men and women can't be friends without any sexual tension pushing that friendship, you're saying that if a man and a woman are alone together, regardless of whether or not they each have a partner, downing a couple drinks could potentially lead to uncontrollable and unavoidable sexual acts. Keep in mind, these are his friends' girlfriends he's using in this scenario, which is gross. Alcohol isn't this magic drug that suddenly activates a chemical in your brain that makes you go around and smash every moving and living creature that happens to be a female. I don't want to repeat myself, but I will. Not every girl you talk to is into you, man. You don't go around sleeping with every girl you hang out with. Not every girl who even looks your way is gonna drop to her knees for you. Do you understand how naive and almost narcissistic that sounds? Get over yourself and learn to establish relationships and friendships built on respect and genuine love for one another. You'd find it very fulfilling to have meaningful friendships with people you want to hang out with and spend time with, regardless of what's between their legs.
I know if I get drunk and another guy gets drunk, we ain't making out, bro. Nothing's gonna make that happen. I don't know. That's my mindset. I'm sure someone's gonna tell me I'm wrong, and I'm always open to like hear different perspectives. But for me, I just feel like girls and guys cannot be friends.
Yeah, man, I disagree. Even if that's just your own personal belief, I still think it's wrong. I especially hate it when people go like, men and women can't be friends. I think that's such a bullshit generalization. Just because you're incapable of seeing people for what's underneath the surface, for their personality, and for the various nuances in their character that make them unique and special, doesn't mean that everyone else is as blind and sexually driven as you are. This whole thing reminds me of a Steve Harvey interview where he talked about the same topic but made it sound even worse than KSI did, believe it or not.
Come from
I mean,
because
it's a blessing, true enough, but really, it was just me sitting down being honest. All of my friends are men. I don't have female friends. I don't. I'm incapable of that.
why? What do you mean?
Well, because come on.
Because you have a wife.
Well, I have a wife, and I don't really have female friends because look, Okay, let's get rid of this myth
I
right
want to
here.
know why.
Okay, I'm
Why
gonna tell you
can't-
this. Let's get rid of this right here.
Oh, yes. Let this guy, who's such an expert on the dynamics between men and women, as evident by his 2 failed marriages, lecture us on why it's impossible for a man to hold a bounded friendship with a woman. I mean, if there is anyone who's going to be an excellent judge of character and understand men and women and the intricacies that go into a relationship between the two, it has to be this guy over here.
You're an attractive woman. There are some guys somewhere saying, "Yeah, we're friends." No, that's not true. He's your friend only because you have made it absolutely clear that nothing else is happening except this friendship we have. We remain your friends in hopes that one day there'll be a crack in the door, a chink in the armor. And trust and believe that guy that you think is just your buddy, he will slide in that crack the moment he gets the opportunity.
And you
Because
think
we're
most men
guys.
think
Shut the fuck up.
this way?
99.9% of us think that way. And you tell this to a woman and it just blows her back. No, I have male friends. You have male friends because they know it can be nothing else right now. I tell you what, all your male friends, just ask them in a friendly way. If I wanted to date you, would you be okay with that? And watch the fireworks. Watch. I'm telling you.
I don't know. Maybe me and all my friends are just lucky enough to not be a part of that 99% of the devilish and predatory men that Steve Harvey claims he is a part of. Listen, any sane person with a functioning brain and basic social understanding knows just how fucked up this mindset is. It's crazy that both KSI and Steve feel the need to defend their takes by saying that this is just how they feel, pretending like hanging out with a woman without partaking in sex is this impossible feat of magic, as if just labeling this as just a personal belief somehow absolves it of criticism. Sorry, you don't get to play that card, especially if your personal belief practically lumps together half of the human population and boils them down to just sexual deviance. Steve Harvey's claims are even more outrageous in my opinion because he openly paints himself and the entire male gender as this predatory group of people who are incapable of being friends with women for the sake of being friends, incapable of viewing women as anything more than just potential romantic partners, and incapable of pushing away any sexual urges whenever a woman simply looks in their general direction. If you ask me, that is a load of bullshit. It only shows how weak-minded and narrow-sighted they are. And I implore you to avoid thinking this way and to try to form meaningful relationships with people. And trust me, you'll understand that there is more to life and people than just sex and lust. Anyways, I'm done. Subscribe to this channel to become alpha.